Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and this mailbag was filmed right after the opening press conference of Clint Kubiak. Every single question that you see on this show is from a loyal subscriber. So, if you want to get featured in a future mailbag, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you join us for all of our live shows. Let's go to the first one coming in here from Nabman. Hot take, Geno to the Saints for quarterback to Carr is so doable. I mean, if New Orleans wants to sign Geno Smith, I mean, they're going to have that opportunity to do it. I personally don't see Geno going to New Orleans. I could actually see him potentially going to a place like Minnesota. I think that would be interesting. Maybe he ends up going to Arizona, a team that doesn't know exactly where they're at. But if you're saying Geno for Derek Carr in some sort of a trade, I personally do not see that happening. Let's go to our dog, Mitch. Do you think Clint should have asked Raider Nation for some patience in the process? Maybe give me a season or two to get this thing rolling? No. I'm happy that he didn't. I mean, he literally said, like, the second game, you got to go out there and you got to earn it. And he's right, because it's been proven. I mean, look at New England. New England went from being one of the worst teams in the NFL, get a brand new head coach. They have over $100 million in salary cap space. They can get it going in the right direction. I think in the NFL, because he's going to bring in so many new pieces, I'm not sitting up here expecting that he's going to win 10 games, 11 games. No. But I think if you ask for patience, that's actually more concerning to me. If you would have said, I need time, we're going to give you time. And I really do believe that. We just got to know that we're going in the right direction. Loyal man, what's up, my man? Mitch, thoughts on Deebo Samuel or Shaheed, a Raider? Haven't heard how San Jose went. Great bar experience. I mean, San Jose was packed. We had so many Raiders fans there. Super, super awesome. I'm not really interested, I'll be clear, on a guy like Deebo Samuel, because to me, if we're going to add a receiver and we're going to spend that amount of money, it needs to be somebody who can at least be, I would say, a number one wide receiver. I will really, really want Alec Pierce. Like that, to me, guy blocks, physical, unselfish player, 26 years old. That's a guy that I really want for this organization. Actually, the more and more I watch Clint Kubiak's offense, the less that I think that we go out and get Rashid Shaheed. If we got Shaheed, it would probably be to play him a little bit more on special teams. But for the final 9 games that he was in Seattle, 9 games, he had 26 targets, 15 catches, 100, and I think it was like 99 yards. So, like, you could tell Kubiak started to get him out of the offense. He was a big special teams guy, but if he's looking for $15 million, you know, like, that's a lot of money for a player with that type of production who was just with Clint Kubiak. Raider dude, do you think Maxx gets traded? Did you see the report that he doesn't want to play for the Raiders anymore? Yeah, I mean, I talked about this yesterday on the live show. If you didn't see the report, I don't know if you have it from Lock and Fora. I know, like, it was built yesterday. So essentially what happened yesterday is there's a guy by the name of Jason Lock and Fora. There's a reason why he's been fired from CBS, and there's a reason why when I saw this report, I didn't do a video on it, because I don't believe anything he said. I sat up here on the show yesterday, and I looked at him. I go, Jason Lock and Fora, I think that you're a big fat liar. Maxx Crosby was in the building today. Maxx Crosby had coffee with Clint Kubiak today. Max has made it, I think, pretty damn clear that he wants to be a Raider, even if he hasn't outright said, I want to be a Raider, because like Clint didn't really give an answer to Mendoza. I think Max is saying, hey, I'm going to control what I can control, and I want to be a Raider. And he showed today at the press conference he was there in support to Clint Kubiak, but because Jason Lock and Fora is a knucklehead, and that's probably the nicest way I can say it, he put out this bullshit report. He told Raiders owner and future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady he will never play for the Raiders again, said one NFL general manager who would have interest in trading for Crosby. That's a fact. He told them that he'll retire before he ever plays for them again. I'm just going to say this. If people keep sending me this Jason Lock and Fora thing, I'm going to keep telling you the exact same thing. The guy doesn't have sources. He's going to put out things. He's going to see what sticks. But, like, think about how crazy that statement is. Lock and Fora literally says that he doesn't want – the root of that entire rumor is Max was upset that the Raiders told him to not play the final 2 games. So somebody who got upset because he wants to go out there and he wants to play – guy literally risked his life for the Raiders when he had that knee injury. Now you're trying to tell us that he would rather retire from football than be a Raider? Get the F out of here, Lock and Fora. Max was in the building today. Like, that was actually one of the top things that I was looking for. I said it to Chugs before we went live. I said it when I was live on the show, that if Max isn't there, people are going to get concerned about it. But you know what Clint said? That Maxx was the first guy in the building, and it fired him the F up. It fired me the F up, too. And he also said that he wants Maxx to be a Raider. Obviously, anything can happen. But what I know is this. Maxx showed up in support for Clint, and Clint stood 10 toes and said, I want Maxx to be a Raider. So you know what? We'll ask the question for the hell of it. Will Maxx Crosby be traded this offseason? Tell me yes, tell me no. Until I hear anything else, I am going to believe that Maxx Crosby will be a Raider. Let's go to Stabler for president. Bang! Who is pumped up for this new iteration of the Raiders? I'm pumped up because I think when you look at this Raiders team, what is needed, where we have it, I want a guy that's a winner. I want a guy that believes in himself, and I want a guy that's going to be a good coach. It's going to be a leader of men, has good family values. That's what Clint Kubiak is, and he's not somebody that's going to get you super maybe excited, but you know what fires me up, and you know what gets me excited? A coach that knows what he's doing. A coach that, like he also said in that press conference, he's excited to watch the tape because he wants to learn the players that he has. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the love of God, because so many off seasons, I really, really feel like that our staff doesn't know the players. Right? Like Pete Carroll was still talking about getting to know the players in August. I'm like, what the hell were we doing in February, March, April, May, June, July? Like, what the hell are we doing? Kubiak, I guarantee, is going to have a good understanding of the players we have, of our strengths, of our weaknesses, because when the amount of money we have this offseason, it's so important for Clint to get it going right away. Now, he is going to be, I believe, in the parade on Wednesday for Seattle, because they did mention that he's going to have like a one-day hiatus, and you know you should love and respect that he gets to go do that. But on Thursday, February 12th, he gets to work, and I'm excited to see it. Raider Leo, so proud of this hire. I'm proud of Spytek. I'm proud of Tom Brady, and I'm proud that Clint Kubiak wants to be a part of this organization. What's up, Gunny? Faith, family, and football is a winning combination that definitely pulls teams together. I love it. And I agree. To me, Clint Kubiak represents those three F's right there. Faith, family, football. He's going to change the game. And if you guys are trying to change the game, go get started with our sponsor, GLD. You see this chain that your boy's rocking? If anybody wants the chain, well then listen up, because we got an unbelievable deal happening right now. Work hard, change the game. For a limited time only, new customers are getting an insane deal. Use code CHAT to get 50% off at GLD.com. That's 50% off with code CHAT at GLD.com. GLD is an official collab with the NFL, so you can get every NFL team on a pendant this season. Every piece comes with a lifetime warranty. I mean, GLD, they stand on quality of their jewelry. A lifetime warranty, so it's literally built to last the rest of your life. Can't think of a better gift to give maybe during the, I don't know, you got Valentine's Day right around the corner. It's also my birthday coming up if anybody wants to give me something else. But jewelry that's going to last a lifetime. Worn by stars, 50,000 five-star reviews, over 2 million customers. And GLD's got it all. Chains, pendants, rings, earrings, fully iced out watches, so you can find the perfect gift for yourself, or you can find that perfect gift for a loved one out there. So one more time, shout out to GLD for sponsoring the Raiders Report. And if you've been seeing the chains that I've been rocking them here. Actually, the other thing that I love about this chain, it's super versatile. Not that my wife doesn't love the Raiders, but when we go out and about, I'll take off my Raiders pennant, and then I can wear it very similar to what you guys saw on screen. So, like, when Alex and I go out, I'll take this off. She loves the Raiders, but she's like, hey, can you wear it without it? And, you know, the fact that I can wear this at work, and I can wear this as a Raider guy, and then I can wear it, and it's good enough for my wife. Hey, man, if it's good enough for the nation, if it's good enough for my wife, I think it's going to be good enough for y'all as well. That link is down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. Let's go to Anthony. Does anyone else think Malik Willis is a good enough quarterback to be a starter? I actually do think Malik Willis can be a good player. I liked him a lot coming out of Liberty. Also, I think Green Bay's done a good job of developing quarterbacks, right? Like, look at how they handled Jordan Love. Look how they handled Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they kind of have a good blueprint of letting a guy play, letting another guy develop, and then you end up becoming better. The problem is, though, what are you going to pay Malik Willis? Because I look at our salary cap situation, and, you know, if you invest, I actually think Malik Willis gets like $25, $30 million. Like, I think he gets a deal very similar to the deal that Justin Fields got last offseason, where it was 2 years for 40 with $30 million guaranteed. And it's a lot of money to pay a quarterback that there are. There's some unknown concerns. There's some unknown commodities. But at the same time, I'll be real. I think if the Raiders were to sign a quarterback, I don't think it would be Malik Willis. And I mean this, if they were to sign a quarterback to be a starter, there's a part of me that wonders, like, would it be a Kirk Cousins, somebody that already knows that system because Kirk worked with Kubiak in 2019 to 2021? If it was up to me, it's simple. I'm going to go with Mendoza. You got Aiden O'Connell. And then if you want to bring in a cheaper guy, maybe like a Brett Rippon who worked with him in 2022, that could be an option. Or you try to go out and trade for, I don't know, like a guy like Jacoby Brissett. Now focus on the O-line. The O-line has to be important. And the O-line has to be one of the top fundamental things that this organization looks like, because in my mind, you can't draft a quarterback number 1 overall unless you address your offensive line. So show you invest in the trenches. Show that you're investing in Genty. Show that you're investing in Bowers. Show that you're investing in Fernando Mendoza. This is a guy who always invests. Lord Cameron Abbott. Bang! LCA. We finally have a head coach that is in line with the front office. This is how you keep ego out of it and make a franchise. This year is different. We're going in the Weir Kubiak direction. Raiders. I love the fact that you say keep ego out of it, because there was a question during that presser, and Kubiak said, yes, I will call the plays, but there's never been a game where I call it by myself. And one of the things that drove me nuts about Josh McDaniels was Josh McDaniels felt like he was the smartest guy in the room, and he didn't want to listen to anybody else. Honestly, John Gruden had a little bit of that in him as well as a head coach. You want a guy as a head coach that's confident in his ability, but also realizes that he's not the smartest guy in the room. And that, hey, if I surround myself with coaches that I believe in, and they're telling me all these things, it's only going to make me and my game plan a little bit better. Cam, I agree with you, dude. June, we should trade a pick for Jim Schwartz. I don't know what type of pick it would be. I still think that he's going to be able to find a way to get out of Cleveland. But, I mean, at the same time, I don't want to give up a high draft pick for Jim Schwartz. If you were to ask me what do I think it would cost if I'm Cleveland, I say minimum a 4th-round pick. Are you willing to give up a 4th-round pick for Jim Schwartz as a DC? Maybe. We do have 3/4. Chugs fan, who will Kubiak hire to be his OC, and will he call plays? If I was a betting man right now, I would say it's going to be Andrew Janocko. He's the quarterback coach for Seattle, and he followed him from Minnesota, followed him to New Orleans, obviously in Seattle, and I think he ends up coming over. Kubiak will be the guy that ends up calling the plays. Another name, though, that I'll at least throw out there, I think Justin Otten is an interesting name. I wonder if he ends up bringing over Rick Dennison. A lot of different coaches. Here's the cool part, though. I've already put out an entire video on some potential Raiders OC candidates. If you want to go check out that video, it's going to be down in the comments on this show. Who will be the Raiders OC? If you had to guess right now, let me know down below. My answer, Andrew Janocko. Let's go to Stabler for president. The trouble with trading out of the first pick is there aren't any other realistic options at quarterback. Well, again, the only way that they're trading out of the number 1 pick is if you already have your quarterback option solidified. And that, like, if you go through the entire free agency process and the Raiders do nothing at the quarterback position, that's going to tell me, I would say, almost everything that I need to know, that it's going to be Fernando Mendoza. Now, if they go out and they sign somebody, I mean, it's going to be interesting. What if Kubiak doesn't want to draft Mendoza? I think that he does. And I think that you take this job because you want to work with Mendoza. And I think because he didn't give an exact answer, I look at that as right now he knows that he's holding pocket aces. And when you're out there on a dealer's table, you're playing a little Texas Hold'em, even if you know you got pocket aces, doesn't mean that you want to tell everybody that you got them. So I think for him, he felt as if the more that nobody else knows, the better that is for me. And I don't totally disagree with that statement. LA Crash Dog, I love this hire and look forward to seeing the coaching staff he puts together. Can't wait for the draft. End vet suicide by helping SaveAWarrior.org for veterans and first responders struggling. Make sure you tell them that Father Tom sent you. And I'm going to be making videos throughout the week, throughout the next 2 weeks, because I'm going to be at the Combine. I'm very excited to be able to go, but there's going to be a lot of coaching news that pops up here. It's why you hit that subscribe button. What up, B-Rad? I saw during the questions that you applauded as Q Myers asked, he's great, but what did you think of the others' questions? I liked a lot of the questions that they asked, and I thought that there was a lot of good. I think I even said in my live show that I was proud of the questions that were asked, and like I'm glad they asked about Bowers. I'm glad they asked about Genthy. I'm glad they asked about Maxx Crosby. There were a lot of good questions. There were multiple times where I felt like, you know what, damn it, that was a great question. Because I'm a fan just like all y'all. I want to hear what he has to say, right? Like when I first heard the question about Maxx Crosby, we were all like, oh wow, like I can't wait to hear what he has to say. But I'm just happy that we're back to being able to enjoy press conferences again. And I think it was pretty clear that certain people in that Carroll family, the Carrolls in general, I don't think allowed certain questions to go through because I thought the questions were honestly great today. I really do. 403, I want to keep Max, but if Chicago called with 2 firsts and Rome Odunze, deal or no deal? Well, I really don't think it would be Rome. I think if they were to trade anybody, it'd be DJ Moore. But I'll say this: 2 first-round picks in Rome Odunze. I'd want to. I mean, they're what? They're drafting in like the 20s. You got to think about it. You got to think about it. And the way that I would say yes to this answer is, does Clint Kubiak think that Rome Odunze has a similar skill set to JSN? Does he think that he's going to be able to get Rome Odunze, not maybe the same production as Jackson Smith and Jigba, but if Kubiak looked at Rome and said, I think I can get you to be a 100-catch guy, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, and I can use you the way that I use JSN, then yeah, I would do that trade because I think that helps you build for the future and you get your young quarterback a true number one. If Kubiak doesn't think that Rome can be that true number one guy in his offense, well, then my answer would be no to that. And that's just the God honest truth. If you don't already know, you can follow me on social media. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. I apologize for how bad my voice is, but my voice is this bad because I was live last night. We were partying. We were celebrating Kubiak. I was live for the Super Bowl, celebrating Kubiak, celebrating Seattle, taking care of business against New England. We were partying on Friday night in San Jose. I obviously want you guys to watch this on YouTube. But the way that you get to know me a little bit better and the way that you get more content around the Raiders is by following me on IG, Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365.